Hey guys, how's it going? So if you've watched my last video, you would have realized that I have just made a square Delrin yo-yo called the Tofu. Now, that video is really everything about the yo-yo. What the yo-yo looks like, its features, and ultimately how cool it is and why you should totally get one. But this video is going to be answering why. In order to answer this, we have to wind the clocks back all the way to April 2019. You guys should understand the context. I did re-upload this video just to refresh your memory, but for those of you who don't, here is what happened. In 2019, I just joined Offset Yo-Yo. I talked to my business partner, Nick, at the time, and I was like, Nick, let's create a Delrin plastic yo-yo called the Tofu. It's gonna be great. And what did he do? He said no, and not only did he say no, he pranked me. He sent me a block of tofu to review, and I had nothing else to do but to upload it, and everyone laughed at me, and it was rough. For years, I've been thinking, how the hell can I get him back? I've thought of crazy ideas, like filling up his entire car full of tofu, like throwing tofu at him. But you know what? I am not a negative, hateful person. I prefer to rise above, be the better man. Do not listen to the haters, instead overcome them. Take their soul. So then that brought me to the craziest idea of all. What if I actually did it? Now, the whole tofu idea, it sounds fun in your head, but then how do you actually do it? And if you want to build a square yo-yo, there's really only one guy you can call.
Dude, it's good to see you. It's good to catch up, man.
It's been a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I call up Alex Hattori. For those of you who don't know who Alex Hattori is, he is, well, 5-time 3A US national champion, an MIT graduate, and basically all-round galaxy brain dude. But among all of those things, he has built and designed and sold a square yo-yo. Initially, I envisioned that the tofu would be block of Delrin palm, just a square thing that looks like a tofu. Alex advised against it. He said something along the lines of,
I'm not exactly sure if like my manufacturer can do this specific design, so like I might have to shop around and stuff, but like I can definitely handle that.
So then I was like, all right, metal hub, tofu rims, that'll do. So we designed our first prototype.
Oh, I love it, man.
So, like this will actually be a pretty okay yo-yo.
I think it's cool because it's got that fun, just eyeballing this. This looks really fun because it's got that kind of center weight.
Yeah, I think it'll probably be closer to floaty, but yeah, so I don't know how much this version weighs.
Whoa. Okay, so this was the first prototype of the tofu. Technically speaking, this thing actually did kind of work. It was a square yo-yo that didn't vibe that much, that actually kind of worked. But there were 3 problems. Problem number 1 was that it was press fitted in. Oh, it would kind of collapse in on itself if you weren't careful. The next issue were these axle hubs. It was so thin around there that the axle would bulge through, or the axle would like cut through the middle there. Not exactly ideal. And lastly, this. You see, if you guys look very carefully, if you just eyeball that, you think that
It almost looks like it's got a finger spin groove in there.
Yeah, I threw that in there because I thought it'd be funny, but
but finger spinning on a square yo-yo, like. And if you touch this thing, ow, while it's spinning, if you don't catch the yo-yo perfectly, say to the side, it hurts. It's technically possible, but I didn't want anyone to get hurt, so we removed the finger spin capabilities. With all of that, we needed a redesign. So essentially what we did was we redesigned. We got rid of the finger spin capabilities, we kind of gave it a kind of crispy looking shape, and we just created it. And well, I thought that was it, but apparently even geniuses make mistakes. So according to Alex, apparently the second version was inherently unstable, meaning that the yo-yo, it was really durable, the whole press fit thing wasn't an issue anymore, but now it kind of vibed out of control. But you can't keep a genius down. A few 3D printed rims later, these are a few that Alex sent me. The third and final production version of the tofu is the most durable, the most smooth, most aesthetic, and well, as safe as a square yo-yo can be. So yeah, this is the final version of the Tofu. Do you guys want to take a look at it again? Alright, so for you yo-yo design enthusiasts out there, this is how Alex did it. If you take a look at the yo-yo, that's how the axle is inbuilt. So the axle press fits into there, and that then kind of connects into the other side, which is also press fitted. So then all you need to do is clamp the yo-yo up, tighten it up, and voila, you have a simplistic, aesthetic yo-yo that, well, is a square block of tofu. This was better than the original design because the original design collapsed in on itself, and then we thought that this was going to be durable enough that we couldn't effectively hold it out. It's not a huge issue, but this is rock solid. There is no way I can get these rims to dislodge because it's just, well, structurally built for durability. So the final question is, well, how does this thing ultimately play? As preface to all of this, this thing is a square yo-yo. So some of the quirks that you will experience when you play with a square yo-yo. The first thing you notice is that it is not the most aerodynamic of shapes. When you throw this thing, it generates wind. Like you can feel like a bit of a breeze as it like kind of whirs away there. So that's the first thing you notice when you play with your first kind of square yo-yo. The next thing, and probably worst thing about square yo-yos, is that if you accidentally touch this, just throw it and you kind of touch it there with your pointer, that's kind of fine. Where it gets kind of interesting and annoying is like, let's say you're doing a chopstick combo, and like you accidentally like, it accidentally hits your finger, it really hurts. So this thing, I don't know, this is probably good for like a 24-hour challenge. It would probably keep you awake, you know, you can't really snooze on this thing. You kind of have to be aware and conscious and trying all the time when you're playing with one of these square yo-yos. Now, square yo-yo experience aside, this yo-yo's pretty fun. It's got a moderate spin time, even factoring in the whole, you know, aerodynamics issue. It's also got kind of a bit of character to it, you know, because it's Delrin, it's not a full metal yo-yo, it's kind of a half-piece thing. It has that like fun vibe to it, and yeah. Also, I really like the aesthetic of this yo-yo. Like, just look at that, how it looks nice and clean and crispy. We didn't put any branding on it. Because I just think it looks clean and nice, and that is the Tofu. It started off as a joke, but now that it's actually here, I'm glad we made this. You know, every time you want to do something that's different, that's outside the box, that's unconventional, people will say, that's stupid. Why would you do that? It doesn't make sense, you know? And like, Offset's slogan, the entire premise behind the entire brand is stand apart. You know, we try to do things that no one else would do, or no one else should do, or could do. We do things differently. And I think that this yo-yo is on theme. It's on brand. It's aligned with Offset. So screw you, Nick. So if you guys think that yo-yos can be more than just spinning round objects and they can be square objects, go check out the Tofu. It's on the Offset site. Also, one other thing, I know a lot of you guys are gonna harp on and on about the price, but this thing was very difficult to make. We churned through like 3 different prototypes. We had to manufacture Delrin rims. We had to like 3D print other parts of it. Like, it was quite a logistical nightmare to produce, and the parts themselves are pretty expensive. We tried to make it as affordable as we possibly could, but that's the ultimate price where we don't go too far into the red making this thing for you guys. So if you guys want a Tofu, it's on the Offset Yo-Yo website. If you guys believe in stretching things and standing apart and doing yo-yo things differently, cop one, and that's about it. Any comments, questions, criticisms, post them down below, and I will see you guys next time.